Hello there, and welcome to Corey Loses, where we are starting a brand new Star Wars tabletop campaign. This is the second campaign we've done. We had the phenomenal Edge of Despair campaign that I'm sure some of you have watched that I see in chat here. If this is your first time watching the series, it's basically if you've ever seen, played, or heard of Dungeons & Dragons, it's that, but Star Wars using a different dice system by Fantasy Flight Games. I don't know if they really have a name for the broader Star Wars system, Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, Force of Destiny. Bad marketing. But yeah, so last time the campaign was GM'd by Evil Bob the Bob, who has real life obligations. So Kalo, our intrepid Ithorian from the Avedon Hail campaign, has stepped up to lead us to our own Edge of Despair here this time. Kalo, how are you doing?
You can't see it right now, but my hands are rubbing together.
Okay. Just your hands.
Yes.
Okay, thank God. Rejoining the party from last time is me, obviously, because why not? We also have Inertial and Slevered. How are you guys doing?
I am doing great.
I mean, I guess I'm here.
Can't wait to lose my voice today.
Oh my God! Why do you sound so depressed?
And it takes two people to replace Kalo's role in the party. So we have, joining us for their tabletop series on the channel debut, Mr. Scarecrow, who you may remember from our old Catan game recording.
That's me.
And Kadia.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Alright, so yeah, that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. No?
Oh, rest in shit.
Alright, so this will probably be a little bit different from last time. A lot of us are still new to the system, and it'll take some getting used to the rules again. But yeah, I'm excited. So, Kalo, what are we doing?
Okay, before we begin, I'd like to thank Slevered. Like, I've done it a ton in this chat before, but still, Slevered's been instrumental in making sure this actually happened, as opposed from two. Give me 1 sec. So, right off the bat, I would like you guys to roll your light side and dark side points, or destiny.
One dark.
Too dark.
Too light.
Scarecrow going with the tower. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh,
Hey!
One
What
dark.
did you get, Scarecrow?
That's too light. That's my dice.
Yeah. It looks like 4 light, 5 dark.
4 light. Holy crap, that's pretty good.
Well, 5 dark's not great.
4 light, 4 dark.
Do we want to take some time to introduce our characters here?
Of course. Start with you, Corey.
Alright, so after playing Vuz, the naive Solonian, for so long, I wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit more tricksy. So I am playing a Claudite named Tom Nelvol, who Claudites are basically the changelings from episode 2. We don't have the character sheet set up to show up here yet, but I do have our main stats cycling through just under the video for you guys. Tried to go for something more cunning. I am a spy and force-sensitive exile, so we didn't really get into much force stuff last time, so I think 2 of us are force-sensitive this time. I also am in disguise as a human named Dens Tatir, so I'm basically playing 2 characters. Inertial, what do you got for us?
I am playing Bubbles Kareen, a Trandoshan. Hey,
What?
it's hard to pronounce.
What?
Bubbles?
It's fine.
I'm not
Yes,
laughing at how you
Bubbles.
said Trandoshan, I'm laughing at Bubbles.
Trandoshans can't pronounce it. It sounds so much better in Mon Cala, alright?
What, bubbles?
Yes.
Just because they're fish doesn't mean they can say Bubbles better.
No, he was, he grew up on Mon Cala, so he's... I didn't mean to do this, he's basically a surfer dude, and I'm just gonna ignore that for the entire game.
Okay.
Alright.
Slevered?
Charlie don't surf.
Oh god.
Hey, everybody, my name's
Oh.
Pitt Hiddle. I'm a salesman at heart. I'm-
No, don't you break character. Keep going.
Keep going.
I'm a human that got really rich in my 20s, but just seemed to fall on my face when I hit about 40. And I guess I'm stuck with this lot.
You're gonna keep this voice up for 4 hours.
I'm gonna try.
Scarecrow.
Sorry, I gotta compose myself.
He's playing Val
I-
Kilmer before he tries to hide this.
Whoa! Adicio Iceman Kilmero, a hotshot ace pilot who was a former professional racing pilot who was just absolutely betrayed and hoodwinked by his rival and framed for sabotaging the race and is wanted for murder for this just egregious, totally aggressive and uncalled for betrayal by the.
Beautiful.
I also have striking blue eyes that are akin to staring directly into a glacier. I just want that to be noted. Put that on the record.
20 years after the
All right, let me
campaign,
write
he's
that
going to do
down.
another sequel campaign, but he's gone downhill a lot since then. Kadia.
I'm playing Esva, a AR-34 enforcer droid. Oh,
That sucks.
pretty much. I was assembled by a child, so I might not all be functioning correctly.
It worked for 3PO.
This child wasn't that smart.
All right. So we're in jail, Kayla?
Yes. All right. I'll continue. So as I've actually rolled the percentile die, and it turns out that Cor
Oh, no.
actually has his obligation roll. We'll see what that brings for him next in the future. So, as far as you guys know, you've been in this jail cell maybe 6 months, maybe a year. It's a little bit hard.
Jesus, I thought they'd pick me up like last Tuesday.
And every once in a while, they take you guys from your cell and they force you into a conveyor system. And as far as you know, you're just sorting big rocks. And it's just a very uneventful life, and they very rarely feed you. Currently within your cell, Scarecrow is currently not present. I'm sorry, Val Kilmer is currently not present.
No.
Iceman.
A couple minutes later, the doors right here slide open, and you see Scarecrow's character being dragged in by some naval troopers. They then throw him on the floor. There is an officer behind them. The officer steps in and addresses Tom. You.
Me.
He kind of eyes you up and down and says, hey, would you happen to know anything about this particular device? He hands you a small crystal.
Do I know anything about it?
Not at all.
Of course.
You want to try and lie?
I'm very familiar with this device.
Corey, could you make an average perception check, please?
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I believe that is 1 ability, 1 proficiency. Oh, 1 ability, 2 ability, 1 proficiency, 1 boost. So,
Go ahead and add it over here.
yeah, I had to just check mine. I do not know this character very well yet.
All good.
2 success, 1 advantage.
So as you look at the device, it has a bit of it's a small rock, right? But it has these crystal outcroppings, and as you look up at the officer, you know that he is sweating. His eyes are darting between you and all of your other prison mates. He's in much worse condition, as far as you can tell, as his allies. The other naval troopers, in comparison, appear to have a much calmer demeanor.
With the advantage, is there any way I can get some information about what it is?
Sure. So, whenever you're taken out of your cell, you're of course put on a conveyor belt, and this is typically what you're looking for. Like this is what they want you to find. They never really told you what it was for. The only thing you know is they want you to sort this and put this into the special. It's the thing that they're looking for the most.
So is it a device or is it like a mineral thing?
It's a mineral.
Okay.
I misspoke earlier. I should have said
Okay.
it better.
Yes, I'm very familiar with this.
The officer steps forward and pulls out a stun baton and aims it toward you and says,
Whoa.
"Speak."
Well, why?
Because a ton of them have gone missing.
Are you saying we did this?
I'm saying you did this.
I did not do this. Where? Search my room.
The
Don't
officer.
you mean our room?
I'm having friends over.
Yeah, I
The
don't want him to
officer-
search my bunk.
retracts the baton and says, "Up against the wall."
Okay, I will tell you the cell across. Is there a cell across from us? No.
Yes.
Okay.
You would know because you're taken out of here pretty frequently.
I
You have a pretty general. Every one of you have a general layout. You know the facility pretty well.
I tell you, I saw them take something. I believe they are the ones you're looking for.
I think you should make a hard deception.
A hard deception roll. And I am going to reload my character sheet because that seems wrong.
Okay. While he's trying to fix that, does anyone else have anything they'd like to try and do?
Do I have anything illicit in my bunk?
I will say that if you guys decide that you have snuck any, you can decide now.
I have.
All right.
All right.
Am I restrained?
Can I vote him off the island?
Actually, Cuddy, there is no restraining bolt on you whatsoever.
Okay.
What was that,
seems
Scarecrow?
ill-advised.
That's nice. We'll go with it. Am I aware of said contraband?
I mean, you've been like pretty much forced to sort this stuff, and you're a machine. You do it better than everyone else. Yeah, you'd be aware of it. Also, Slevert is technically your master, so yes, we're gonna go with that.
Print. Sorry.
Taking a long time for that check there, buddy.
Well, it's my first time using a force power, Kalo.
Is it?
All right, because my deception rolls, I get to add
Force die. One force
One
die.
force
and
die. which apparently this isn't set up for.
You can
But I
roll
can
what you
roll
have
separately. And yeah. So hard, you said?
Yep.
All right. I don't think I get a boost. Yeah. Force die. Thank you very much, Boris.
So how are you trying to convince him?
Well, I told him that the other people had it, and that's how
He's
I'm
being a sleaze. Okay, continue.
And yeah, and I'm also trying to influence them with the force, so I'm gonna roll that afterwards. But
Okay.
proficiency. One success, one threat, and I think I get to roll this here. Light side, so that counts as one forcey thingy. I'm not 100% sure how this works, so Bob can correct us. But,
I'm sure Bob will correct us because this is my first time DMing this. So
when making a coercion, whatever, force user may roll an influence power check as part of his dice pool. He may spend a force point to gain success or advantage on user's choice on the check. So I'm going to gain an advantage and get rid of the threat.
okay. The officer is convinced, and he motions for you to move to the side and says, "Everyone else against the wall."
They motion for me to move to the side?
Yes,
Okay, not go with them.
not go with them. As you move to the side, Corey, one of the naval troopers aims his pistol
Whoa,
at you.
but-
Not especially aggressively, just like he's doing with.
I do not like getting shot.
So does anyone want to try and resist? Okay, so everyone's gonna follow the procedure. What's up?
Based on being here for a while, how big a base is it? How many Imperials?
So the facility, as far as you can tell, is locked off. You know that it's much bigger than what you travel to because you've been in the hangar bay. It's pretty big, but each and every section is cordoned off. So the only way to literally escape is to jump out of an airlock. It's actually not that big at all as far as the current section you're in, but station-wise, it's very large.
Okay.
Is the trooper in the room with us at this point?
The officer, yes.
Yeah.
How many
Did
are
he
there?
have a couple?
And there's 2 outside, you said?
Yes. What do you want to do, Scarecrow? I feel like you're asking for a reason.
I'm debating. Thinking.
Okay, so the officer moves towards Scarecrow and says, "All right, I'm going to search you right now. Do you want to try and hide anything, Scarecrow?"
No, but I do want to start laughing as if he's tickling me when he's searching.
Okay. The officer gets a very concerned look and just kind of moves on as quickly as he can and moves down the line. Would anyone like
Oldest
to
trick in the
conceal
book.
themselves? Would anyone else like to conceal as he or attempt to do anything goofy like Scarecrow?
I take a note of Lev's expression as
You're cutting out, Kadia. What?
I take note of Lev's expression. Basically looking for him for an
Okay.
indication on should I resist or not.
All right, Pit Hiddle. You want to try and hide your stolen contraband?
Yeah, my stolen contraband is underneath my bunk, so I will happily get searched.
Okay, all right.
Not as happily as me.
The officer moves down and finishes with Pit Hiddle and his droid and then moves to the Trandoshan. He kind of sneers at the Trandoshan and says, begins to search you.
Okay.
They're in
while-
regular Navy trooper garb, right?
Yeah, they're just naval troopers. You would have the distinction. You've been here long enough.
Yeah. Like they're just not wearing a helmet. Like they're wearing a helmet, but we can see their faces is basically the important thing right now.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. The officer finishes his check and he moves back with
While
his
he's doing that, I'd like
Sure.
to assess his condition. You said he was not looking great.
Okay. Yeah. Just make a hard perception check.
Because I'm awesome at this. Oh.
All right. You notice that in the left hand of the officer, he is grasping a long-range communicator, and he's squeezing it very intently. In addition, you see that there are actual code lock cylinders in his left hand. The actual communicator appears to still be on while he's searching you. The threat is he notices that you're looking at him, and then he whaps you in the face with a stun baton. Take four
Oh,
straight.
what is that for?
Hate to see that.
How many people are still here with just the 2 outside and him?
There's
or...
4 naval troopers.
Oh.
So was
Or naval
that force
troopers.
strain?
Yes. He then kind of like stands over you with the baton in the air and says, "Know your place, lizard."
My place is right here.
He actually nods in agreement and steps back and says, "All right, we're gonna search the bunk next time you guys go out, and we'll see who's lying." They take a step out of the room and the door closes behind them firmly.
That was fun.
Very rude.
Pit, do you have something?
I need another hiding spot.
But is it what they're looking for?
in a manner of speaking.
Oh my.
Well, is it what they're looking for, or not?
From a certain point of view.
Would I know how much they're worth?
So
Or would
if
I
you
need to
want,
rack
you
my
can make
mind to
a
figure it
warfare
out?
check.
A warfare check for the mineral?
Easy warfare, yes.
Let me see where it is. Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, go ahead.
While he's doing that, how big are these like chunks?
It depends on the like actual like. So you imagine yourself, you're sifting through a bunch of ore, and you find a really big chunk, or maybe you find a little bit of a chunk, and it just depends on the ore that you've received.
I imagine I've seen the chunks that Slev hit.
All right, so Slevered, it's the chunk is about baseball size, Katia. Slevered. You're not exactly 100% as to what they're used for, but during your experimentation with this, you know that they are incredibly explosive, to the point where if you throw it, it will blow up.
Hmm.
Like, it's so explosive that you had to make sure that you weren't squeezing it too hard.
Why couldn't you
Okay.
have known this earlier?
All right. So, all right, I need everyone to make an athletics check in a second here. The station begins to rumble very, very heavily to the point where you're having an incredibly hard time staying put. And you feel the station begin to creak very loudly. You begin to wonder if the station itself is under attack.
Wait, so are we on like a station as in orbital around a planet, or like a mining station on some sort of asteroid or something? Do we know? Because we're mining, right?
You're on a station orbiting a planet. Yes, you know that for sure.
Okay.
Can I do a perception
average
check for blaster fire audio? Sound effects, noises, sounds effects.
It sounds like they're playing an
Sure.
MP3.
Sure, go ahead.
I want to try and listen and figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, that's
Blaster
fine.
fire
That would be an
wave.
easy perception check because it's pretty loud right now. What's going on? If you rolled before, Scarecrow?
Nope.
Okay, so clear the dice right here. Add your perception. What is your perception, Scarecrow?
My perception is 1 yellow, 1 green.
Okay, so add a proficiency and an ability. Give it a roll.
Too easy, losers.
There was no blaster that you could hear, but behind the station groaning and all that, as the metal stretched, you heard a very loud and bassy boom.
So, like an explosive boom.
Mm-hmm. The station lights go out for a split second and become red. It appears that there is emergency power currently turning on the light.
Are there any guards outside our place?
Would you like to
station?
go up to the window?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I
As
will
you
also-
peer out, there is actually no one outside. The station that is normally occupied by an Imperial officer is suspiciously vacant, and the chair is pushed back rather abruptly. Let me move.
Open the door.
You want to try and open the door? How would you like to try and open the door? That's the real question here.
I'm gonna say to Mr. Pitt Hiddle, how about we get rid of that contraband?
I think it's safer if we hold on to it for right now. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try something else with this door.
You sound like you're from a different place than you sounded like 5 minutes ago. What's going on with this?
I don't want to turn into a 13-year-old teenager with a breaking voice. So
I am.
Come on, work with the Iceman here.
All right, so who wants to try the door?
I'm gonna try the door.
So how are you going to try it? Describe
Okay.
what you're doing.
The door looks like as I see.
Mm-hmm. It's just a big security door.
I'm gonna try the obvious. Press the button.
There is no button.
You think we've been in a jail cell for 6 months because we thought to not try the fucking door button?
Well, I'm assuming that it would be locked.
Hey
There
guys,
is no button.
Just walk out to it. Huh.
What else would you like?
Okay, I'm gonna try and pry open one of the cracks.
You want to try and like manhandle this door down? Okay.
Yes.
Make a hard brawler melee check. Your discretion. If you can find something in the room, you can use melee.
I'll make a brawl check.
Okay.
Bubbles sees what the droid's doing and is gonna help out.
Okay, you want to
Let it
assist?
be known
Sure.
that Iceman is shaking his head disapprovingly.
Add a boost to that, Katia.
Okay. And then
And this is hard. Okay, there you go. All right, so you put your little arms forward and begin to push the door forward, and you actually manage to break the door by splitting it through the middle. The Trandoshan is trying his hardest to pull the sides out to get just a barely movable inch for everyone. You could get through, but it's going to require an athletics check.
Weren't we all supposed to make an athletics check for the earlier thing?
No one actually commented on it, so don't worry about it.
I just did.
I look back. I'm getting out of here.
So everyone, you all know that the droid has forced the door open. There currently is no response, despite the fact that very loud scraping metal noises have been produced from the cell.
Give me a minute. I'm going to... No, not yet.
Okay.
I'll pick up the crystal and look at the size of the hole in the door. Is this large enough for my rotund body to squeeze through?
You could get through it. It would be an average athletics check.
Okay, I'll ask my droid to hold on to the crystal carefully, and I'll try to squeeze my way through.
Okay, go ahead.
I gingerly grasp the crystal.
Gently grasp it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see it. Let's see what do you got. Come on.
Ooh.
Moving through the door has proved very difficult. You take one strain, but you arrive on the other side.
I land on the ground slightly, like just on my head, going face first through.
Have you made it through?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
As you crest through the destroyed doorway, you notice that there's actually no one in the hall.
Is there a button outside that I can use to open the door?
There is a
Very
console right here.
broken
You
door.
could try it.
Okay, I'll walk over to that and see if I can find the button for our cell specifically.
In no time at all, you managed to find the correct button. It then asks you for your code cylinder.
Well, shoot.
Wait, try all.
You can make a hard computers check if you would like.
Waldron, I'll get... shit.
Is there a way for me to... let's see. Yeah. I'll say somebody else try to squeeze through. This is going to take some time.
I only know how to start
Bubbles
solitaire
immediately
on this
starts
thing.
trying to get through.
Can
Alright,
I
so-
to widen the hole?
Sure, you should make a daunting melee check, brawl check.
That's
Mhm.
3,
That's 4.
That's 4.
4.
Would you like to help the same way as before?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, add a boost.
Jesus.
You manage
Okay.
to bowl through the doorway and collapse face first forward. The door is completely open.
Excellent.
I'm walking.
There we
I'm
go.
glad I could help.
As you guys exit through the
seems
the
incredibly
cell,
stupid.
The
It
comm
worked.
system comes to life, and you hear the same officer's voice. We are currently undergoing technical difficulties. Don't worry, we'll be fine. And then he hastily shuts the comms off.
Huh.
I say we're not going to be fine.
Yep.
Did you have a
Probably
plan
did.
after this, Pete?
You guys hear some banging from across the hall.
Oh, I'm guessing it's the other cell.
I'm gonna
Yep.
go over and just peer through the
This
window.
way or this way?
Over here.
This way.
I'm
As
gonna
you move
follow,
to the
but I'm gonna try to
window, Herschel,
hide here. Behind a box.
You see a Trandoshan literally banging on the wall right here. He then immediately sees you and shoots to look at you. He just
I
makes
wave.
some creepy eye contact for a while.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
This is one of those Trandoshan mating things.
He slowly moves up to the glass and he gives you a wave.
It's like a friendly wave, or
Yeah, is it a friendly wave?
He puts his claw up against the glass and he says, I can't believe it. They actually did it. And he just kind of like begins to scratch on the glass and produce an awful noise.
Oh no.
Ew.
Did what?
The black-scaled Trandoshan gives you an eye and says, you've been working here longer than me. You know what. So, Katia, I would normally give these other players a explanation, but you've already told me what's wrong with you.
Yep. I look at him blankly. I don't know what you're talking about.
So for the rest of you, they've been bringing a bunch of explosive devices for you guys to load onto cargo ships, and every one of you has managed to deduce that these explosives are meant for something in the mine.
They're bringing explosives down into the mine to mine explosives? This seems very dangerous. This seems actually incredibly dumb.
what do you think they got prisoners doing it for?
You don't use dynamite in a dynamite mine. Have you never played Minecraft?
No, you use dynamite in a nitroglycerin mine.
The Trandoshan says, my name is Osok. Please get me out of here. I will help you as much as I can.
Where did...
Anyone around here know how to use a computer?
No. I feel like
I
I did.
try.
Or just fine.
Move forward.
Fine. Do it your way.
Did you
What was the guy's name?
Osok?
Ostok.
I should take notes.
What are notes?
OSTA.
OSTOC.
Hey, I was close.
Black scaled Trandoshan?
So, specifically for inertial, you notice that he has these weird yellow veins all over him. You actually know exactly what this is. It's very similar to a human's cancer. The difference here is when he grows his limbs back, he won't be able to get them back. Or, like, when he loses his limbs, rather, they don't come back. He's not like you and does not have perfect regeneration.
I'm gonna see if I can open the door from the console here.
Okay, go ahead.
Cylinders?
I don't have cylinders, but I'm gonna try. Is there a way for me to hotwire the?
Remember,
The door,
you
or
guys
is
still
it-
have destiny points.
Yes.
Yeah, but then you'll have destiny points.
Oh, I've already got destiny points.
Is there a way for me to hotwire the door? Or is it specifically just computers? Like, is it only a console and it's all digital?
All digital.
Oh no.
You want to try?
I would try.
While he's doing
That
that,
would be a
I will
hard check. Go ahead.
While he's doing that, I will be assessing the door, looking for a weak spot.
So? So, while prodding around on the computer and trying to get it to open, you actually trip a red flag, and it's been noted that you are at this terminal. There's a big flash from the terminal as it takes your picture.
I'm gonna make a brawn check upon
As so for my two advantage. Could I have the door like it's like powered off instead of being like the latch is a little bit easier to maneuver.
Strangely, computer idiocy results in a little bit of success as the door is actually turned off from your quote maneuver. Go ahead.
I got it.
what difficulty?
The gods are coming?
We're gonna go with hard.
Pry
I'm
open
gonna
the door.
assist again. Try to pry from the edge.
Three?
Add a boost.
Is that another boost from me, or is that?
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll get to it.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you, Sleverd.
Uh-oh.
Do I hear like guards or anything coming, or see anyone coming?
Good question. Suspiciously, no. You just hear a very silent alarm. It's pulsing every now and then, but the only thing you hear is very loud creaking as a droid tries to rip a door open, failing and clanging its head in.
Fortunate.
Seems very stupid.
Wait, are you French now?
The Trandoshan says, "Hold on," and he moves to the door and says, "Let's try this again." And he attempts to pry it open from the. I'm assuming you guys are going to pull at the same time.
Yeah.
Oops. The Trandoshan pushes forward and actually manages to slither out of the cage. Okay, hey guys. So we all know where the armory is, right? And he looks to all of you, very concerned.
I shake my head.
Do
The
we?
rest of you know. Yes, you all know.
Okay.
I was gonna say it, but Kadia cut me off. The armory is over here. It's also coincidentally the barracks.
Oh,
Well, I guess we're opening another door.
all right.
This is the one time Buzz would have been helpful.
Vuz was helpful all the time.
So
Wait,
as
hang
you
on.
move down the hall, Pit Hiddle and Scarecrow, Odisso, you notice that there is a massive set of red wires. They're glowing very maliciously towards the exit.
And there's a console next to him.
Mm-hmm. It seems to have only one way of being turned off, a code lock cylinder. There's actually no way to access the terminal without a code lock cylinder. So, to your left, you know that there is a door that you've never actually been in this room before, but you know that the officers and everyone else go in there every once in a while. You know that this right here is also it's the barracks. You don't really go in there very much except to help the troopers offload.
Robot, get over here.
Local robot becomes Lifty 2.0.
Wait, which door are you pointing at?
His door right next to me.
Okay, so you want to just ping it, Sliver. Nice, A+, guys. So go ahead and make a daunting
So,
brawl check.
insert my robo claws. The daunting.
Daunting.
So 5.
Before you do that,
Before you continue, the Trandoshan Ostok says, "What are you guys doing? That's not the barracks."
can't get in there without a code cylinder. Can't you see it?
The Trandoshan looks at you a bit confused. He says, "You can't get out to the hangar without a code cylinder."
Oh wait,
Well, we're gonna need a way out of here, right?
I think I got my wires crossed.
A little bit.
We're going over here.
Yeah. Robot goes over there.
Okay, all right. You want to make that check now?
Stock, can you give my metal friend a hand here?
As the Trandoshan approaches, you know that he is far more ripped than you would expect from a Trandoshan.
Bubbles sees this and just kind of gets out of the way.
Okay, and that would be. Go ahead and give that a roll, Kadia. You push the door open. It's kind of open, but you're going to need an athletics check. However, as you insert your claw arm in and retract it, there is actually a naval trooper looking directly at you. He then immediately fires at you. Make an athletics check, Kadia.
Athletic.
What difficulty?
Okay. Yeah. What?
Sorry, athletics easy. He has a very narrow shot.
Is there? Do we just see one?
Just one so far.
Okay. Da.
I casually dodge it.
The guard yells, "Oh my God! There's a robot outside!" And he runs away from the hole.
I tossed the purple crystal in there.
Jesus.
Okay.
You want to throw it in there?
Oh no!
Make
Do
a
not destroy
raised
his armor.
light check. Easy, Sliver.
Range light check easy. Got it.
Mm-hmm. The crystal goes flying through the hole and erupts in a massive gout of orange light and fire that comes straight out of. Coincidentally, there's also some really disgusting sulfuric-smelling gas coming out of the hole now. You hear some screaming. It keeps getting louder.
Open the door and we'll let you out. You're gonna choke to death in there.
Advantage?
Let's
The
use
advantage.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I mean, this is
Yeah,
your advantage.
so-
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to convince him to open the door. So
The door
because of the
flies
sulfuric acid.
open, getting caught on the hinges. He doesn't even need very much convincing as you start talking. He flies out of the room on fire and hits the floor and begins to tumble. There are other guards are in there. There appears to be 3 other naval guards. They're dead.
I reach out and pat the guy, trying to put out the flame.
Make a coordination check, easy.
Okay. What would that be?
It's a coordination check. It's literally on your sheet.
I'm looking.
Agility.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, what was the range on the blast?
A couple paths, you begin to hear crunching. The charred skin begins to act like a burned chicken breast as you begin to see some of his ribs start to poke out. He begins to scream even louder and eventually goes quiet. You have killed the naval trooper.
Way to go, droid. Way to confirm that kill.
Why would you do that?
I see fire.
That was
Ostok kind of
Very
steps on the
unpleasant.
body and you hear a loud He then moves inside. All right, well, let's go. Come on. You guys also know that your gear is kept in this room, so all of the
Was
gear
kept
that
in
you
this
would have
room
bought
before it turned into a fucking fireball.
should be fine.
Fine, go
Trandoshan has a bit of he seems to know exactly where he's going as he steps over to this armoire, takes out a massive baton, gives it a couple
Armoire?
spins, and puts it on his. Continue,
in.
Corey.
Bedroom set?
That's right.
Yeah.
These Imperials live in style.
They get a nice salary.
So there's
okay?
no one else in here. Just that
There's
one.
3
Oh,
dead
there's 3
naval
dead
troopers
ones?
Just
that
the
have-
corpses.
Are any of them? Do any of them have like faces and any
Not anymore.
equipment intact, or are they all just done?
charred remains.
I want to examine them and see if anyone's in like any of their clothes and helmet is in serviceable situation here.
probably the guy outside would be the best, and he was
He was on fire.
One of their helmets is in good condition.
Like, are any of their clothes wearable?
No. It's on. No. You don't even need to make any sort of check. I can tell you right now. No.
Are any of their faces intact?
Wearable?
Well, technically,
No,
yes. That's what
wearable,
I
I
meant.
Pretty
like this.
awful.
All right, so I don't know them. Fuck.
No. I'll start turning to you guys and says, hey, so, do you guys know where we are?
We're
No.
in a
On a
station, I
station?
imagine.
We know that we mine. That is all that we know.
He kind of shrugs a bit and says, okay, so you're not actually from here. He kind of looks to the side and says, so there is a moon that we should try and get to. They'll actually be able to house.
Are you saying that you grew up here?
Didn't really grow up here. Got told to come work here. Got arrested.
Okay.
Scarecrow, you've been kind of quiet. You want to do anything here, buddy?
I want to fly a spaceship.
How far? Okay, so I'll ask Ostok. So how far away is that moon?
It's not that far away. We're technically in synchronous orbit with the same planet it's around.
Okay. Looks like we need a way to get into that hangar.
I'm gonna start getting my stuff and keeping an eye out for anything else.
I will also my stuff as well as keep an eye out for a cylinder for that door.
So
Okay. grab my stuff.
If you want to try and look for the cylinder, I would say that's a hard perception check.
Okay.
Keep in mind,
know
you
that
all have
dude's name?
destiny points. Who?
The officer that was in our cell, that was shaking us down and tickled me.
You know his name is quite literally Gear.
Richard.
G-E-R. That's correct.
Richard Gere and Val Kilmer together at last.
I can roll by. I will have a very look in mind.
Nice.
Someone wants to assist.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to find the key to get us into the hangar
Oh, okay.
while I collect.
So it's a hard perception check for those who want to try and search this room for a code cylinder.
I'll do it.
right.
I'll assist.
You're gonna assist? Did you already roll?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Roll.
So, what is your ability in rank in perception?
One.
You just have one ability?
I just have
Yeah.
one ability.
Okay, so yeah, you can't really. So, like, the way assist, you can add a boost sometimes.
That's an
but-
unskilled assist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Regardless if it affects the dice roll, I'm also.
Okay.
That's 3 difficulties.
And you said hard.
Mm-hmm.
Should I add a boost for Katia helping or no?
Sure, I'll. That's fine.
All right. God damn it.
Whilst scouring the room, you don't really find any sort of code cylinder, but there is a terminal in the edge of the room that seems to have mostly about 75% access to the rest of the state.
There's
Does that
a-
include the room across the hall?
You could attempt to try and sorry, what was that, Scarecrow? Were you asking about this, like the fence or the door?
The door. Yeah,
The
yeah,
door,
yeah.
yes, it could. You could try and get to open the door. That would be a average computer's check.
Okay. I crack my knuckles and say, "Leave this to me."
I don't think you have it. Come on, buddy.
Have you ever used a computer before? Before 5 minutes ago.
I've seen these systems before.
Where have you watched a movie with them?
Let's go with that.
Sorry, I mean Holovid.
Come on.
Oh fuck.
The console locks you out for a second, and other than that, you don't find anything at all.
Well, nothing we can do.
I clank my claws together. Perhaps I should try.
Oh no. Your claws aren't built for these keyboards.
I wasn't talking about.
What kind of droid are you again? Enforcement?
I'm a AR-34 enforcement.
It's an old Republic droid, for those of you who are wondering. Ostok says,
I
"Hey
can
guys,
send
we
it-
probably shouldn't hang out here for too long. Just because they're dark right now doesn't mean they can't come in this room and."
Oh, you said I have my gear back, right?
Mhm.
I have a thermal cutter.
Okay.
Could I perhaps
Sweaty
use my thermal cutter on this door?
Sure.
That's
Are we still not getting
Can
found
you-
by other guards?
Correct.
Okay.
So, Slevered, is there any specific rules on that thermal cutter?
So thermal cutters do they do damage to go ahead.
Wait. I want to stop him for a moment. I want to instead bang on the door and see if anyone says anything.
Well, the door is open, so I'm going to walk in.
Door is not open.
The door is open. I can see the door is open.
Get out of here, nerd.
What?
Door is not open.
Well, yeah. I'm banging on the door.
So anyway, I started banging.
You give the door like 5 or 6 bangs, and then you hear what sounds like shuffling from the inside. Who is it?
Let's see. I wanna deceive this person into thinking I'm Gear because I'm coughing. And, I'm acting like I can't speak good. There's a problem out here, and I'm like, because the alarms and shit, the power's out, the door went open. Let me in. It's Gear.
Can they see
Make
out
a
at all?
daunting. Make a daunting deception check. I
Alright,
don't
what
think.
do I do?
So go over here, add
Yeah,
your
yeah,
deception dice.
Let's see.
Kayla, is there like a
Okay.
view screen out of that room anywhere?
No, not at
Okay.
all.
Could I take a couple shots with my blaster down the hallway to make it sound like there's a firefight happening out here?
Sure, I would allow that to add a boost. Actually, I would say that sounds like 2 boosts to me. That sounds pretty convincing for them. So this is a. Go ahead and give that a roll, Scarecrow.
Too easy.
What on earth are you talking about? I'm Gear.
Well,
Who is this? And you hear what sounds like blasters being loaded.
Housekeeping?
was there any like name
No.
tag on the last burnt body over here
I-
that we can still see? Any kind of ID?
There.
Any of the bodies? Did they have any kind of ID?
One of them has
Hold
the
on.
name Renly on it.
Hold on. I'm gonna go get the other
Alright.
helmet. Put it on.
Okay.
And was his face distinguishable?
Yes, he had a face at one point.
No, like did I? You know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
We
this
have
is
been here for 6 months.
the guard that came out of the room. I'm gonna say you saw his face,
All right.
so you can try to take that.
I put the helmet on that was intact, and
Okay.
average resilience check, suffer 3 strain, change in appearance to match a previously observed silhouette 1 character. Observer must make an opposed perception versus deception check to detect that something is amiss.
Okay. Go
So
ahead and make that check.
that is resilience is
Yes. By the way, Raccoon, he is.
As a side note, Bubbles is still in the other room looking around.
Okay.
All right, so I get 3 strain for doing that. And I think we're at
okay.
we're at a base of 1 strain because of the obligation, right?
You are at a base of 2 because you
Yeah.
actually did roll up.
But then everyone else is at 1 from that.
Yes,
Okay.
one starting.
So I took the 3 strain. What's the threat? Are you gonna strain me some more with that?
You're good. Keep.
All right. So I look like Renly. I have the hat on. Renly? I'm a Baratheon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Renly. So you want to move up to the console?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir,
so
we're under attack.
You gonna try
We're
and
under attack, sir. You need to let us in.
Average deception.
Average deception.
Uh huh. Scarecrow, I love that you tried that. I just gonna make that point that out.
And I'm also gonna persuade him with this.
Okay, can
I
you
feel
read
like
out the
you
ruling
should-
on that?
You should act like you shot me, because otherwise he's gonna be like,
Okay.
What was that other?
Yeah, actually, no. Add a setback to that because of what Scarecrow did.
Yeah, but then a boost because he then shoots me. Well, you know, pretend,
He just
pretends
shoots
to
him.
shoot me. Pretends to shoot.
I shoot Iceman regardless.
Oh no!
No, but the it's basically that gets added to my dice pool, the force die, and then I'm able to trade a light side, like a force point, for a success or advantage.
Okay, go ahead and give it a roll, buddy.
All right, so first for my force die, I'm pretty sure that's how that'll work. I get 2 light.
I'm sure Bob will let us know how terrible I am later.
Oh, try. 2 success, 2 threat.
Okay,
I'm gonna
he's
convert the threat.
convinced.
I'm gonna convert the threat to advantage, or I'm gonna convert the force points to advantage. So it's 2 success, 1 triumph.
Okay, so he's convinced. The triumph can be completely separate in convincing them of something else. What would you like?
Did I convince him that he wants to let us in, or just that I'm
Yes,
on
he
his
is
side?
convinced. So he responds and says, "I don't know what. I don't even know how they knew my name. That's very strange. We'll let you in immediately." Continue, Corey. What did you want to do?
With the triumph,
You can ask your party members for some help here. So for Scarecrow and Kadia, triumphs are big deal. They can add a ton of stuff to narrative.
I think we should convince them that we're under attack and so we need to get out immediately and they need to assist us in getting in.
Kadia, can
So
you
he
go a bit
opens the
closer
door.
to your mic? I have you turned up to like 200. It's very hard to
Oh,
hear you.
sorry about that.
No problem.
I think we should convince them because we've already sold them on the story that we're under attack right now.
Well, they are under
and
attack.
we're-
regardless.
Yeah. But from my understanding, we convinced them that they're immediately under attack. Like there's fighting going on in this vicinity. So what I think we can use the time for is to convince them that we're their only hope on getting out alive, and we need to get into the hangar so we can escape.
So you want him
Well,
to
how
open
about
that?
how about I add
Just
I've got
just
these
for
I've got these
informed
prisoners
decision.
I've got these prisoners under my control. They were trying to escape. Their cells are destroyed. They need to come in and we can keep an eye on them because otherwise they're going to question why there's fucking 6 of us.
So he would accept Kadia's explanation because it's a triumph. I'm gonna let that go. If you want, you can do what you said as well, Corey. Instead,
I guess we'll just do what Kadia said there because that's basically getting us out.
sure. Okay. The door opens up and you see 16 naval troopers with their pistols aimed at the door, and they slowly lower them. An officer is in the middle of them with his pistol as well, and he says, "All right, how do you propose we get out of here?"
Don't we still have the shuttles operational, sir?
He smirks and says, "No, we haven't had shuttles at all. There's some ships in there."
What does he think about the people that are like? Does he seem to have an opinion on the fact that I'm with, wearing only the helmet of my uniform and with a bunch of randos? I hoped it would be like a peer-to-peer face call on the thing.
If you want, you can flip a destiny point and say that his whole outfit was pristine.
I'll do that.
Sure, we can just
I'll
move
do
past
that.
that questioning. Okay, cool.
Anyone else?
No, I re-invited you. Sorry about that, Kadia. It's got to do with the bundled asset meshes. They sometimes. He moves forward and says, "Here's a key card. Did you hear?" And he looks at you in the eyes with. You can actually see a tear moving down Gear's face.
Did you lose something that you cannot replace?
Oh boy.
Oh god. In a manner of speaking, he then points to the console behind him and says, "They blew up the Death Star."
The first, yeah, we all knew about that. That was 4 years ago,
He
sir.
shakes his head
It's been years, man.
frustratedly.
Get over it.
No, the second one.
They built another
We just
one.
got
There's
word.
another one?
God, the sequel's always fucking worse. When did this happen, sir?
45 minutes ago at best, maybe. I don't know. There's no That's when we got the message.
Who's attacking us?
He tilts his head to the side and says, "No one's attacking us."
Why are there explosions? Why did you believe that we were being attacked right now in the hallway? Sir, you just... I'm relieving you of command.
Ooh, you... Okay.
You're clearly not in the right mental
deception
state for
check.
this.
A hard deception check to try and take this man's command. The troopers actually seem to be listening to you quite intently, Corey, so what do you got?
Alright, dark side, so I can't fucking do it. God damn it. A failure, but a triumph. For the
What
triumph,
would you like for the triumph?
Failed,
even though I
triumphant.
didn't convince him, he doesn't want to execute me right now.
Would you like something else? Because that seems very basic for a triumph.
I feel like I'd get executed if I didn't.
Okay.
Bob is saying leadership check.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably correct, Bob. My bad. Now he's yelling at me. It's happening.
You said there's 16 people here?
Yes, 16 naval troopers.
Some
You
of
have
them,
half of them
yeah,
agree
some of
with
them
it.
come kind of like sidle over towards us. They just want out.
One of the naval troopers steps forward and says, "He's lying. There is something going on, but we haven't been exactly..." He sighs and says, "So, I'm going to assume maybe you were on shore leave. We just detonated some charges on the surface of this planet, and it may have had a result that we weren't anticipating."
You detonated
The
some
officer
explosives
moves-
and it exploded, and you think that was unexpected?
Is it the cave spiders?
It's always the cave spiders.
Gear moves forward and pulls out his pistol, aiming at the naval trooper, says, "Be quiet." So about half of them are definitely convinced, Corey.
Well, that's nice, dear.
Would anyone else like to act here? No, come on, Scarecrow. I felt like you were thinking.
I'm just gonna do something dumb again. It's fun.
Dumb is the best
Actually-
thing to do.
Okay, are we in the room or are we still standing in the hallway? We're
so
still standing in
I'll
the
say
hallway?
that Tomnell was in the room, and the rest of you were kind of like outside of the doorway.
Damn. Alright, never mind then. Actually, no. Okay, I'm gonna feign a heart attack and stroke and start, I'm on the ground convulsing.
The stress
Meanwhile,
gets to him.
I'm faced away from him at this point, and I wink at Sleverd. I wink at Pit Hiddle as I'm, feigning this medical emergency.
So, real quick, I just want to resolve this because Inertial mentioned it earlier. Inertial, while you're searching in the room, you notice that there is actually a credit chip for 100 credits just in one of the bunks.
Oh, all right. I'll take that.
Oh, hey.
All right, continue. Make that hard deception check. Because you said it earlier. I just wanted to make sure you... Yeah.
You're collapsing to the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and roll.
Nothing.
So they just ignore me?
The naval troopers and the guards look kind of concerned,
Sir, we need...
but they don't really seem to be concerned in the way that you were hoping.
Sir, maybe you should come up here and take a look at him with me, and we can discuss what's going on. You should all stay in there, fellow troopers. Relax a bit. And I start like going out to Iceman as he's convulsing and like shift him out over here if I can. like slightly, still kind of in view of the room. But
I
enough
could
to let him out.
convulse my way in that
All
direction.
right.
The officer
I'm like patting
and
him
one
to
of the naval
indicate.
trooper step out.
Sir, you should probably close the door. I don't think the rest of them need to see this. This is intense stuff. Here, I'll close the
listen.
door.
No, tell him you need to secure the room.
Are you saying this will convulse him?
So the gear is out here with us with another naval trooper, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm gonna do something stupid.
No, no.
Alright,
Don't fucking throw it.
I'm gonna shoot the terminal so it closes the door automatically. Is that a destiny point to shoot it?
Yeah, it would.
Okay. Do you want me to do a
blast the
a check?
door? No,
Okay.
no. This is destiny point. At this point, you might
Yeah.
the door slams closed, and the officer and the naval trooper look at you guys and say, "Oh, is that how it's gonna be?"
I point my gun directly at his head and say, Tiva or T3 T's. I'm just gonna call you T's. T's, hit him.
Okay.
Try to keep his uniform intact.
So I'm gonna allow one more action before there's like an actual like combat check here, or so make it quick.
Punch him, teeth.
Anyone do anything, or are you talking about like
Yeah, hit him.
my? Is it a
You wanna
brawl?
Brawl.
Yeah, we'll say this is to knock him out. Yeah.
Alright, so brawl.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
It's just averaged against NPCs. That's always average. Oh,
Well,
interesting.
so you didn't knock him out, but you can do something else with the triumph. Be creative.
Okay. How close are they standing?
Sorry, what?
How close are they standing to each other?
They're right next to each other.
Okay.
Your triumph cannot basically be knocking them out. It can be something else that could incapacitate them.
Isn't there a nasty looking thing back here?
What?
The red.
Yeah, there is
Wire
actually a
thing.
laser fence. So, Inertial, what's your idea for that laser fence?
Instead of knocking it out, him out, knocks him backwards for that.
It
You're a
does
little
sound
robotic.
acceptable. I know what he said.
Vernon
Does
is
that
back.
sound-
I got it.
Okay.
I'm going to, as I swing at him, catch his like arm and
Mhm.
swing him into the other guy, throwing them both down to the ground. Not knocked out. Prone.
Do you want to? So, where are you flinging them? Just to the ground? Oh, so you are wanting to put them into the fence?
No, in that direction, but
Just towards the fence.
I don't think I'd be able to knock them both down again.
It's a triumph. You can do it towards the fence. I would allow that.
Okay, I'll
What was that, Kadia?
do it towards the fence.
So they kind of get catapulted from the droid's massive strength and fly into the fence, and kind of slowly dismember as the lasers burn through their flesh.
I told you not to destroy them.
Keep in mind, he handed you something, Corey.
What is it?
It would be the keycard. That's what he said. Go ahead and try.
But I wanted their stuff.
Okay, I understand.
I'll just go try to keycard my way in there.
The key card is accepted. Well, it's a code cylinder, and the fence turns off, and the door slides open.
Tom knows
Am I
dead.
sounding any better?
A little bit. Say something
Little
again.
bit. I'm talking.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Okay.
better.
Do I
It's
sound
still a little.
It's still robotic.
Okay. I'm hoping. Yeah, get better in just a little bit.
Yeah, your ping looks really high, so it'll probably.
So, Bubbles, do you want to move with?
Yeah, I think by this time he would finally realize something's going on and follow.
When
Okay.
he sees the dismembered corpses.
As you move into the hangar, you notice two rather decrepit-looking ships on standby. There is a Z-95 with a rather obnoxious paint job. Ostock immediately says, "Ah, my baby!" as he walks up to the Z-95 and puts his claw on it. The other one is
It's
a
disgusting.
Starlight. It's an old Starlight freighter. It looks to be worse for wear.
Iceman, can you fly this?
Which one? The headhunter? Absolutely.
No. That ugly piece of shit belongs to him.
Ostock says, "That
can
is
fly
my
anything.
ship, thank you."
I kind of want to set my phaser to stun here. And I want. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I can fly anything. Let's get aboard.
So as you move aboard the ship's intercom comes alive and says, "Welcome to the Ascending Snail."
The callback.
So you've arrived at the seat. You turn on all the stuff. Correct, Scarecrow. Is that assuming you want to just?
Do we have to worry about trying to get the shields down, or we just
Are they like coming out of the room
Flying
for
out of
us?
Don't worry. Don't you worry about that, Corey.
Alright, I'll be back in 1 sec.
So
Yeah, let me turn everything on. Let me do a systems check. Get a status check on what we got
as
going
you open up the computer and it begins to talk to you and tells you that there is actually the engine has currently been removed and this ship will not move. It tells you that the engine is still nearby, however, as it was part of scheduled maintenance with the Empire.
Can we move that schedule up a bit
Okay.
to right about now?
Geez, let's get over here and do this.
And then
Yes, actually.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So there's a
we
couple
can-
ways you could make this check, guys.
Yeah. So we need to move the engine over to the actual spot to install it, right?
Well, yeah, sure. We'll just say that could happen. A bit. So I'm not depicting the top, but the top has clamps that the ship could be attached to.
Okay.
okay, so it's not going to be a difficulty to move it.
It's just going to depend on the check that you use to get it installed in the ship. There's mechanics. You could.
I vote mechanics, not brawn.
Yeah, I can.
Could brawn it.
I can try to install it.
Sure. Make a average. What do you want to try and do here, Slip?
Mechanics
There's a
should be
couple
fine.
ways you can.
Yeah.
Okay,
mechanics
go
should be
ahead.
fine. So I'm gonna use a destiny point here for an upgrade. I've in my past I've managed installing things on ships pretty decently. So
I mean, you are a
Oh.
used car salesman.
yes, you ship salesman.
Sorry, used ship salesman. The part slides into place perfectly. You're actually quite surprised at how well you managed to put it. So Scarecrow, the ship comes to life a bit more and says, "Okay, you're good to."
What's my weapons and shields and fuel status?
Everything is pristine. There's currently one blaster on the ship, one cannon, and I'm gonna point to it in the world. It's literally that's it.
What a piece of junk. What a piece of junk.
Ostock begins to step into his Z-95 and puts on a helmet.
What's
He then looks over to you guys and yells, "Hold on a minute!" And then he throws a small comms device at the two of you, or the people that are still outside.
Mhm.
Says, "Come down to the planet. You should be able to track the Z-95."
I go to catch it, fumble, bend down and pick it up.
Okay. All right.
Hey, wait a minute. Who are
Sure.
you? Where's Dan?
It's not me.
Sorry, what?
Could I-
My name is
Can I
Tom,
do a,
and I drop my form back to Claudite.
Oh,
Can I
what
look
are
on
you-
the computer systems to see what's supposed
mean,
to be sitting in all these boxes in this?
Who are you?
I told you my name is Tom now.
Where's Dan?
I am Dan.
No, you're not.
I was Dan.
You were then what?
I was Dan and now I'm Tom.
That was then. This is now.
That was then.
I-
This is now Tom.
I'm going to turn to the rest of the party. That's Den?
Yeah.
Shh. That's what he says. Look, he has the same
Okay.
boots on. I can see.
Oh, yes, of course. I recognize those boots.
I'm a Claudite, okay?
I don't know what that is.
Yo, what's a Cloudite?
Not a Clownite. I'm a Claudite. I can change.
Speak basic.
I can change my. Here. I'm going to change into
Oh
pig.
no!
Oh God.
Oh,
Oh yes. Go ahead and make the check.
Average. 2 success, 2 threat, 3 extra
strain.
strain.
What does the threat do?
We're gonna say that your left cheekbone didn't exactly transfer correctly. It's kind of collapsed.
The armpit.
I'm not that ugly.
Well, some things went wrong. Okay? Now, can we just get in the ship and go? I can change my form.
Let's do that and maybe never speak of this again.
I'm gonna do this a lot.
That is unfortunate.
I get on the ship and drop form to Claudite again.
I can also get on.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh,
I'm trying to write something down. 1 second, guys.
I
So what are we
put
going to stay
there.
trapped here?
The ship comes to life, Scarecrow, and you easily make it through the force field. It appears that the force field doesn't actually set up to try and repel you.
The force field looked a little stretched too. Why is there a
Shut
a full
Shut-
reality here?
Shut your mouth. Bullying me.
Bullying you. Hey. All of-
Da-da-da-da.
Did they blow up the planet?
As you leave the station, you notice that there is a rather large cracked planetoid in front of the
Oh, bye.
Oh my god. What is
Make
this?
an average piloting check. As you move from the station, you notice that there is a bunch of fiery asteroids being flung at you at high speed.
I got no dice.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Just go to the GM area and roll there? No.
Being assembled.
There you go, buddy.
Da-da-da-da. Well,
Continue, Scarecrow.
All right, I got a bunch of symbols. I got 2
Oh,
yellows, a green, and something.
a blue?
Or a black with a red line between.
Yeah,
it.
that one.
Okay.
What is
So for ship flying, the what's the handling on the ship that we have?
that? Would be the same as. It's fine, Skadia. Don't worry about it. It would be the same as the Abaddon Hails. So give me 1 second.
Oh, it's a -1. So that means that if you have a red or a black little square with a red line in it, that means that you remove setback when you fly. So that -1 hand or that setback to handling is removed, so you don't add it to your roll.
So that would be hard, Scarecrow. 3 dice.
3 dice.
Mm-hmm. Give it a roll. Oh Jesus!
Uh-uh.
Well,
Y'all
Walder number
exploded
2.
in a ball of fire.
So 3 asteroids collapse, like just hit the ship as hard as it can, and the ship veers off course. That would be 3 hull trauma. Don't worry too much about that right now.
Kind of worried about that right now.
Don't worry about that. It can only get worse.
Oh, that also reset all of our strain and everything.
My bad. I should have warned you about that.
Yeah. People remember what they were at. You should be at least
I think you're
one.
the only person.
Well, everyone should be
that
at
should-
least 1. So
No, I took strain as well.
Yeah, my bad.
Wait, why am I strained?
you start off with 1 when we roll obligation, and then the person whose obligation got triggered gets 2.
All right, so you managed to recover the ship and get on a more stable flight path, and you get to a trajectory that kind of avoids the majority of the ash. There are 2 planetary bodies between you and the station. One of them looks to be desert, and the other is clearly a messed up planet.
Where'd the headhunter go?
The headhunter is currently heading towards the desert planetoid.
I'll just follow in behind him.
Can I check the
Sure.
navcom and see if there's like any indication of where in the galaxy we are?
Sure, go ahead. That would be an easy computer check.
Easy computers check.
Somehow you fail it.
Oh
Who's
my
ready?
god. This is awful. You can have less than 5 proficiency in computers? I didn't know that. This is just gross.
Let's hope you don't fail.
Hey,
The threat is you accidentally send out a bit of a ping to whatever might be in the system.
oh shit.
The success tells you that you are in wild space, just beyond the outer rim. The planet is not actually on any sort of like map that you have. However, the Imperial station is actually pinging back that you are at
At where?
Heliod.
Julia, can you ping on
You
the
don't
map roughly
recognize-
the area, just the quadrant even?
Sure.
All right.
You're very
area.
far
Okay, so southwest.
out. Never eat seaweed.
Right.
So, would anyone else like to make any sort of checks
Iceman.
before Iceman continues?
Ooh, do you know where we are, Iceman?
Yeah, let me look at the stars real quick. Let me check those stars.
Yes. I'm waiting.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right. I can't wait for your career to collapse.
So as you like move towards the desert planetoid, you see in the core that it is quite literally leaking fire into. And in the
Wait.
center of it, there appears to be a number of Imperial warships.
We should probably avoid those.
Is there a
Wait, the
uh,
warships are
what's
inside the planet?
Yes, not necessarily like inside, but they're very close to
they're-
the glowing center.
Okay.
Scarecrow.
is the headhunter landed on that planet?
Just as you have that thought, you hear your communications light, and you hear a communications beep, and the light in front of you begins. It appears to be the Z95 trying to hail you.
Yep. Let me let him through on screen.
The Trandoshan kind of begins to laugh a bit maniacally. He's like, "There is no words to describe the idiocy that I am looking at. Do you see this planet?"
I
I-
saw what was
They
a
mind
planet.
it.
So the Trandoshan says, "Okay, listen. Clearly, you don't want to go towards the center, but you do not want to try and make the jump to light speed. There is an immobilizer somewhere out in the asteroid belt around Helios. Doing so will surely pull your ship immediately out of hyperspace, and I don't imagine you want to damage that piece of junk more than you already." So as you move down to the planet, make an average piloting check to get through the atmosphere.
Oh boy.
This planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Tanner, you can also choose to spend one of our destiny points to upgrade an ability to a proficiency, or add an ability if you're at full proficiency. Just upgrade it once. That's one of the main things the destiny points get used for, and they're all gone. So
Surely I can.
There's that 6
It was
and
4
2.
and 4. Yes.
Well,
it was
I
6 star.
used one and somebody else used.
Yeah, I used one.
6 dark, 2 light.
6 what?
6 dark, 2 light.
3 light. I think we are at 5 light to 4 dark to start.
No, we were
Yeah.
at full.
Okay.
How hard is it to land this bucket of rust on the planet?
To put 2 difficulty, it is average.
See? Too easy. Told you I'm the best pilot in the parsec.
The parsec seems kind of empty right now.
Yeah, we're there's literally no one out here. You've got a competition of 1 yourself.
Well, he does have Osik, who seems to be much
And-
better than him.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
impressed.
Seems like a lie.
You make it through the atmosphere, and you begin a pretty standard landing procedure.
But I want to add a little flair to it.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
No, just a little flourish. That's it.
He whips it around.
Yeah.
Kind of like sandbag into the sand, and the ship takes 1 whole strain.
What's system strain? Okay.
The old
Good
girl
job.
can take it.
The Z95 lands next to you and gets out, and you see him cackling at your attempt. Okay, sorry, 1 second. I'm being talked to by someone else. 1 second.
So, are we going to stay here and help them, or are we trying to leave?
So the Trandoshan comms you says, "Can I board the ship?" At pretty much asking for the landing ramp to be extended.
Yeah, I flipped the switch. Why not?
I walk out towards the ramp.
Trandoshan says, "We should probably get everyone and speak
Who are you?
more as a group." He looks at you and says, "I've told you my name."
Okay, your name, yes. Who are you?
The Trandoshan gives you a bit of a slow blink and looks at Bubbles and says, "What?"
And says what?
He just kind of is at a loss for words. What's wrong with your friend here?
I think he wants to know about you.
Honestly, I don't know. He's very strange, actually.
So I'll tell you a little bit, I guess. The Empire has a basic, like a very small level civilization on this planet, so that they can get a little bit more of a supply line than you would. There's no star out here. There's no sun at all. It's just Heliod that's providing light right now. So I was assigned here to basically work as one of the militia guards. He looks at you in the face, straight face.
Guard?
So you work for the Empire.
Kind of.
But they imprisoned you?
They imprisoned me because I killed one of their officers.
Join the club.
Welcome to
I
the party.
think I did that once. It doesn't work out.
The one thing they left out of the contract was the part where they started to garnish our wages and not feed.
So yeah, killed him?
Well,
Oh yeah, and he was pretty tasty, I might add.
Iceman, the
Ooh.
biggest crimes of the Empire are that they destroy planets and garnish wages. It's what the rebellion's been saying for years.
He says, so if you guys don't mind, since you're not busy and you're not leaving the system soon, I know they have a presence in the only town here, Sero. And maybe you help me kill them.
You know how many there are in this Sero?
Base level stock. Last time I counted, there was a singular stormtrooper. He kind of like rolls his eyes, and 8 navy.
Seaman?
Navy. Yes, that's right, seaman. You got it. Continue.
Well, it seems like for any kind of outpost, that's a low seaman count.
Well,
Take a strain.
Do we all have to take a strain for hearing that?
No, we'll just go with Corey taking it.
I don't have a very high strength threshold.
Oh no.
So you're at 2 innately. So what do you got?
you
Well, I'm
had
at-
6.
I'm at
Yeah,
So
9.
that would be
What time is
7.
You're at
Ooh.
9.
No, my count is correct on my thing, right? I'm at 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Good job.
Oof.
What time is it?
What time? So I'm assuming you're just asking for where the sun is. There is no sun.
I'm asking for the droid. What time is it?
It's time to go to sleep, big guy. Sun's coming up.
It's about 4 o'clock, Kadia.
4 p.m.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the tradition looks back to you and says, "There's another thing I'd also like you to do, and just so we're clear, I will pay you, but you saw what we had to fly through. Those things will inevitably come towards the surface soon, and this planet does have a shield generator. They turned it off as a threat a while ago.
Is that something you want back on?
He looks to you and says, "I'm not sure what you're getting at.
I mean,
I just said I want it back on."
I'm a little hard of hearing sometimes.
Okay.
You want the shield back on, and what
It's
else?
all
I
the
forget.
grease he puts in the hair. It's
Shield
It slides
back
down
on.
into my ears.
Shield back on, and then what?
Well, I haven't really thought that far, but clearly we want to get out of here.
You want to turn the shield back on to get out of here? We could have just not come here.
If you had tried to go to hyperspace, you wouldn't have made it far.
It's why we fly further out. How is turning the shield back on going to stop the interdictor?
Yeah, how does that go?
Well, it's not going to stop the interdictor, but it will stop the. He then points to the sky as you see like actual fireballs in the sky that are inevitably going to hit the.
So you just want to protect the city?
I would like to protect myself in relative comfort of the city because I like technology. I don't like living in the sand.
You're going to stay here?
No.
Okay, why are we here?
Here, how about this? We'll go to the city, we'll take out the garrison, and then we'll figure out a way to. But we can't do it right here.
Is there's some bluffs or something overlooking the city?
There's
What's the
some
terrain
sandy
like?
dunes.
What are we looking? How high are
Got
these
some
dunes?
dunes.
All right, so the city is about 1 kilometer out.
All right, I'm not walking that far, so let's let's get it a little closer,
Okay.
and then. So
All right.
How do we get back out once the shields are up?
The shields don't stop anything from getting out. That's fine. We can leave whenever, but we clearly want to make sure we're not struck by an.
Do they know we're coming here?
Where do you think that? So, the You just killed the officer of that station. They're gonna assume we came here.
Then why did we come here?
Do
Did you
they
have a
do they
better idea?
know do they know we stole the ship yet?
He gives you a big shrug.
All right, they think this is their ship. So, how about we just fly up there, act like ain't no big deal, and ask them to help us unload some stuff.
The Trandoshan kind of scratches his head and says, "What do the rest of you think?"
Doesn't hurt to try. I mean, spaceship's going to be a lot easier to deal with, or it has a little bit more armor than I do. So
You have plenty of armor.
these rolls aren't armor.
Is this the first time in his campaign Slever's going to have successful rolls?
The world may never know. Yeah, let's fly around. Let's get a lay of the land.
Yeah. Let me let's power back up, fly on it.
Where would you like to go in relative? Like, give me an idea of where you're trying to go.
The city, is there an Imperial like barracks landing pad type situation? What are we looking at?
Okay, so if you'll give me a second, I will load that for you real quick.
Remember your strength.
Do we want to just show up there? We don't know they are expecting us or not.
So, everybody remember your strain. But just for caveat, blasters won't do anything to ships, and neither. Well, I'm assuming Scarecrow is actually Val Kilmer and will be able to dodge anything. Okay, so Scarecrow, you power up the ship. You begin to head towards the Z95, which leads you back, and as you approach the city, city is a bit generous. It's about 6 or 7 structures. Let me load.
Do 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 do. Ooh, music. No music.
I'll fix it.
Alright, so we're going into the city. Pretend we have cargo. Drop it off. And then no more cargo. I'm gonna stop talking like this is my real voice. That was just for Dan. I didn't want to freak you guys out too much with that. But yeah.
No,
How many
I'm still pretty
regular
freaked
residents
out.
they got over here?
Sorry, what was that, Scarecrow?
What's the actual civilian population looking like?
So I'm assuming you want to try and calm that to Ostok.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So Ostok says, 30 people. They're not really the most able-bodied of.
Sorry,
They
Frog
know
Eye,
just
that isn't
enough
set
to
up yet.
fix the machine.
But thank you very much for the $20 donation through PayPal. I am going to try to fix my notifications, but when I reinstalled everything, it broke. But I think really appreciate it, Jacob. Thanks for.
So
Come
you
on.
land the ship a kind of far, but it's within a decent jog. As far as you can tell, the residents have definitely noticed your presence. Additionally, as you touch down, you notice that there are some impacts around this. The tall building is actually missing a fair chunk of itself from the top.
Corey, you still got your little snazzy uniform?
We'll say that you're
Who's
in it,
Corey?
but you're not actually.
I don't know. Which one are you right now?
Other me, you got something?
Thank you for that reminder, rule boss.
I'm just Tom. No.
So you... Domhnall? I see. I like the real you.
Oh, God. All right. So as you approach the city, you notice that the garrison that you would expect to be there, there's no one at all. It's quite desolate.
Looks like mission accomplished, boys.
As you approach, you notice that there are some barricades and blaster shots on each and every one of the buildings.
Have they been attacked a lot?
Down here.
Ostok walks up to you and says, "Attacked? There's no one out here to attack us."
All right, so why are they all barricaded?
Why are there blaster shots? I point at the blaster shots.
I mean, the Empire is kind of known for
Cage
shooting
spiders.
civilians. He shrugged. So as you approach, you notice that in addition to like the blaster shots, there's a couple corpses here. None of them are Imperial.
I'm going to walk towards the center. keeping an eye
Get
out.
closer to your microphone.
I'm going to walk towards the center, keeping an eye out for anyone that might possibly be alive.
Okay. Would you like to? I'm sure Bob will correct me for messing this up in the chat, but I would say that's a medicine check to see if they're alive at all.
Dice roller.
Yep. Hold on.
It sounds like you're really far away from your microphone right now.
Any better?
Not really. Hold on.
Let me try turning off.
Okay. So for anyone else, because Kata is taking a bit, what would you guys like to do?
Okay, is it better?
Yep.
That's better. Iceman's just floating out towards the city.
Yes. Excuse the weird.
Am I
delivery.
floating?
What difficulty?
Easy. You have medicine ranks?
Yep.
Local droid, two help. There is one man on the ground who is clutching his side, and he looks up at you as you analyze him. He has a bit of a frightened look out about.
I'm going to call out party. Someone's alive over here.
I'll move over to him.
I
While
follow.
they're doing that, I want to go check out the tall building.
As you approach the tall building, you notice that there's a couple glowy bits of material. It looks a lot like the small chunk that Tomnil threw, or sorry, Pit Huddle threw.
Can I go in the building?
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. As you go inside, you realize that this is the a cantina. It's kind of a tall cantina, and you see a couple people inside. They're civilians, and they kind of like raise their blasters timidly towards you.
I'm going in after him.
Well, you're gonna say, "Easy, guys. I'm part of the party."
No, I think you're a part of the Empire. One of them stands up really quickly and holds up a rifle. Like,
Let me my outrageous charm to put them at ease.
okay, what do you want to try and charm them with?
My dashing good looks and piercing blue eye. And my easygoing, friendly demeanor.
You think an Imperial would look this good?
See, that's
Okay.
thinking.
Average charm. Sorry, I'm just thinking of Val Kilmer the whole time. Look at this. This is an amazing. It's going to be great.
Okay, is the voice better?
Average. One more.
Yes.
Sounds right now.
They are not convinced, and the other one steps up close to you with the rifle and says, "You don't even look that good to me."
No, no. I didn't think I rolled any failure.
Oh no.
Hey, don't worry about
I mean-
him. He may look bad in 20 years, but right now this is him peak.
Scarecrow or not Scarecrow. Sorry, Bubbles and Kadia and Slevert. Any actions?
I'm just keeping watch.
Okay.
I'm still
What?
outside right now.
What can I tell about this injured guy?
So the injured guy is just he has a standard blaster wound from your past inspection on him. He is pretty weak. You suspect that if he doesn't get medical attention soon, he will surely.
Yeah, help me out with this, and I'll try to patch him up. T3 if you
Ostok
want to
moves
assist.
towards the very large
assist.
tower and steps inside with Iceman. As he enters the building, the people inside with their rifles quickly stand down, like, "Oh my god!" Ostok kind of opens up his arms. He's like, "Yes, I have returned. I swear, I'll actually do better this time." All right, so that would be just a medicine check, average medicine check.
He's over his wound threshold, right? Or is he?
He's on it.
Okay. So if we're doing an assist here, I have my med pack. Then I have one skill from Kadia from T3,
Mhm.
and I have 3 base, so that should be the right roll.
Okay, yep, that's correct. I'm pretty sure.
So that's 2 wounds and 1 strain.
Okay, although that wasn't exactly what he was looking for, he accepts it and kind of sits up for a second and says, "Where's everyone else?" Scarecrow and Corey?
They're looking at someone outside who had some medical damage. I don't know.
Medical damage. He means there's a dude outside, real bad shape.
Real bad shape? That's better than medical damage?
He a friend of y'all's?
Sorry, what was that?
It's the guy outside, a friend of y'all's.
Yes. I mean, everyone here is a friend of ours. Except he stops himself if they're Imperial.
Well, every friend of y'all's is a friend of yours, so welcome to our circle of friends. Why don't I buy you all a drink? Do you sell drinks here? Is this a commune?
I don't think we have any drinks besides water anymore.
At a cantina?
We haven't gotten a lot of supply shipments.
More of a cantina, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, I have some cards. Would anyone want to play some cards? We can be friends and play cards.
What's
Whoa. I'm gonna walk the other guy in
Okay.
to the cantina.
Pitt, they don't got any drinks here.
Oh, this must be a cantina then.
I heard the emphasis on the can't, so...
Sorry. Ostok steps forward and greets the man who originally held you guys up and says, "All right, so why aren't we shooting at Imperials right now?" The guard looks back to him and says, "So they shot at us, and we held up in here. I don't know if there's anyone else inside of the town, but everyone else that we could get is currently inside of this."
Is their base far from here?
The only place they could have gone, Ostok interjects, would be the shield generator. Unless they want to wander around in the desert for a couple hours.
How many of them? Is it still the 9?
Yeah, did you manage to get any?
He points behind the counter where there's 2 bodies lumped in a pile and says, "Well, we got 2."
All right, Ostic, you said that'd be 7 then?
Yeah, that'd be about 7.
Well, there's 6 of us. I'm not very good at fighting is kind of the thing there. So...
Perhaps
Asak-
we could convince them to leave.
Nah. My blaster's getting a little cool right now. I need to go ahead and fire it a little bit more.
Okay.
What are you eating this whole campaign to sound like that?
I'm eating profit.
No.
I don't like the joke. All right. Ostak says, so, I mean, maybe you're not good at shooting people. I'm pretty good at punching people. He says, kind of excitedly, I could help you guys out.
Okay.
And we could go back to my original plan that I spoke of on the ship, but you didn't seem to agree.
Well, I just don't understand why we're here that much. But if this is how we get out, then that's fine too.
Let me frame it like this. We can't possibly get out of the system with a giant Imperial cruiser literally not allowing it.
Is there a ship over there that we can use?
At the shield generator?
Yeah.
Maybe.
The part that I think we're not understanding is how does the shield generator help us with that ship up there?
Well, they can't bomb us. He holds up a talon.
Yeah, but if we never came here in the first place, they couldn't have bombed us either.
Where the Trandoshan gets kind of flippant and moves up to you. What would you suggest?
We could have just kept flying. They didn't know we'd taken the ship, and we could have left. Every moment we're here, they can find out about us, or they could track us here. I just don't see how coming to the planet to turn on a shield generator so we don't get bombed on the planet would have been necessary if we never stopped at the planet. We know, if you just tell us right now you want to help these people because you want to help these people, then fine, but...
The Trandoshan looks a bit flustered and says, yes, I do care about these people here.
All right. So, as long as we're clear on that, and you're not trying to tell us that there's some way that, like, turning on the shield generator, like, there's what, 20 people who live in this city?
Yes.
And they want to stay?
Getting them off planet is a bit harder than just wishing for it.
Okay, we also have a ship that they could get in. I wasn't just going to wish for it. I don't have the 7 Dragon Balls here.
You give us that headhunter and we'll get him out of here.
Why do you want that so badly?
Because I want to fly that.
Have you seen the others?
How many
The other
people
ship
can
is
fit into this, the ascending snail?
The ascending snail.
It has a passenger capacity of 6.
Yeah.
And
That
it
wasn't
has
the question. How many people can fit?
6.
They don't have to be comfortable.
6.
6.
8 if you really bunch people together.
Well, technically 8, yes.
Right, and there's 6
One
of
of
us.
the guards steps forward and says, hold on. I have an idea. There is actually a shipyard, a very small shipyard, like around the planet. It might have a way to get us all out of here.
A ship? They
Scarecrow, you
got
cut out.
ships in that shipyard?
He kind of rolls his eyes. I'm assuming so.
What kind of shipyard?
I think it's one of those shipyards with ships in them.
We talking cruisers? We talking
Nah.
pleasure yachts? What are we dealing with here?
The guard looks a bit flustered. He doesn't seem to actually know how to respond. I only know if it's
RX-63 racing skiffs? What are we working with?
I don't think shipyards and vehicle factories are the same thing.
I'm thinking we should probably go there then. Besides, I kind of nudge Pit. Could be parts.
Your nudges are a lot stronger than you think they are. I almost get shoved over to the side.
So, we dealing with the shield generator, or are we going up to that shipyard? What are we?
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and the party's going to discuss if we want to go to the shield generator or shipyard, or what order we do those in. But we'll be back soon.
Yes.
All right.
Be right back.
Don't change that bat channel.
Asgard isn't a place, it's a people. Turns out over at the shipyard, there's only one ship there that houses 6. 24 people die here.
I mean, if they really want to get through the shield, unless we kill every Imperial on this planet and they never land again, I don't know
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
there's.
didn't you say there's a bunch of cruisers over there at that
Yeah.
I'm back. I guess.
planet?
Yeah, like
Anyway.
we just
I don't think the shield makes sense.
yeah, we don't need to
We don't
need to
go
worry about that.
shipyard.
It was to protect from the asteroids.
But we can just leave.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hey,
Everything good, Kyle?
It's
All right, we're technically back, but sorry guys, we are going to need to end the stream here for tonight. Kayla's got something he's got to do, so we'll be back probably
yeah. Sorry, guys.
in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
if that works for everyone. Wednesday
Yeah.
the 5th,
That's fine.
or not the 5th, the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
That works.
All right,
That should be.
so sorry for the early ending there, but we'll be back Wednesday the 12th at 8 or 8:30. Well, I'll have the exact time scheduled on the day of, but hope you guys have enjoyed this first episode and are looking forward to the first despairs that I'm sure we'll next time. We'll talk about our plans for how to escape the Imperials and potentially help these poor souls. But thanks again for watching, and hope to see you next time. Bye.